And good evening.
Good evening.
Wonderful. Big thank you to the council. Wonderful, wonderful salads and spuds. I was going to say studs, but spuds. It's been a long day. Yeah, and pizza. And tonight the message comes from David Cross. Every time I talk to David, the message gets a little longer. The other day he said 5 minutes, tonight he said 6. But I'm sure it'll be wonderful no matter how long. We're starting 5 minutes late, so take that off your sermon. Okay? No, it's all good. I invite you to rise as we sing.
Jesus Christ, you are the light of the world. The light of darkness can overcome. Stay with us now, for it is evening, and the day is almost over. Let your light scatter the darkness.
before you, O God, as incense. May your presence surround and fill us, so that in union with all creation we might sing your praise and your love in our lives. Amen.
The reading is from the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verses 17 through 27. When Moses sent them to explore Canaan, he said, "Go through the Negev and on into the hill country. See what the land is like, and whether the people who live there are strong or weak. What kind of land do they live in? Is it good or bad? What kind of towns do they live in? Are they unwalled or fortified? How is the soil? Is it fertile or poor? Are there trees in it or not? Do your best to bring back some of the fruit of the land. It was the season for the first ripe grapes." So they went up and explored the land from the desert of Zin as far as Rehob, toward Lebo-Hamath. They went up through the Negev and came to Hebron, where Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the descendants of Anak, lived. Hebron had been built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. When they reached the valley of Eshcol, they cut off a branch bearing a single cluster of grapes. 2 of them carried it on a pole between them, along with some pomegranates and figs. That place was called the Valley of Eshcol because of the cluster of grapes that Israelites cut off there. At the end of 40 days, they returned from exploring the land. They came back to Moses and Aaron and the whole Israelite community at Kadesh in the desert of Paran. There they reported to them and to the whole assembly and showed them the fruit of the land. They gave Moses this account. "We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here is its fruit." This ends the reading. My first real exploration began when I was 5 years old. My parents forced me to get into the family station wagon. They drove me through the city of Wichita Falls to disorient me. Then they abandoned me at a place with a strange and foreboding German name. It was called kindergarten. I distinctly remember my first day there. The teacher told us that we would be finger painting. This was a totally foreign concept, and it took me a while to understand that we were free to create whatever image we wanted. At the end of the day, thinking that I now had all the answers to kindergarten, I talked with my parents and said, "Kindergarten was fun and all, but what new adventure will we do tomorrow?" Fast forward through high school and college and through many stages when I again thought I had all the answers. The next thought was, now that I've acquired all of the knowledge, I'll go and teach cheery and receptive junior high students everything that I know. This journey of exploration involved many revelations, with the main one being that I still had a lot to learn. Junior high students have a penchant for discovering and exploiting weakness. And after several years of this trial, it became clear that the way to lead was to study the student, learn to think as an adolescent, and not to force the way, but rather go with the flow. I'm still seeking knowledge, but now I'm exploring with them rather than spying on them. The great French explorer Jacques Cousteau said, "The happiness of the bee and the dolphin is to exist. For man, it is to know that and to wonder at it." Wonder can be a big word, implying that some concepts are bigger than us, and the best we can do is marvel at them without trying to wring the last drop of meaning from them. Why is it so difficult to just exist without questioning every facet of our lives? When the Israelites came to Moses with the idea of conquering Canaan, it was a wise and benevolent God that allowed this, knowing that the best lesson can be the experience gained from the realization that we are not alone in the journey. Rather, that we have many lessons to learn, and instead of seeking answers, we should perhaps seek the understanding of those around us. How often do we mistrust those who we do not know? How many times do we imagine the word conquer when we should think explore? How often do we go through our day thinking that we are alone when the loving Spirit is with us on every step? How often will we frustrate ourselves in the sheer arrogance of trying to categorize and be victorious? Times will always be uncertain. We will never have the comfort of certain times. We will have the support and strength to face the trials that exploration brings us. Sometimes we need to be reminded that we have purpose in life and can help others in this huge journey. Will you join me in prayer? Dear Lord, thank you for reminding us that we have the strength without taking it from someone else, that exploration is not to be feared, that the good of all is the good of every individual, and that we already have all that we need. Thank you for your example of sacrifice and giving, and for letting us find our way during this Lenten journey. Amen.
Amen.
The light shines in the darkness.
And the darkness has not overcome it.
An angel went from God to a town called Nazareth, to a woman whose name was Mary. The angel said to her, "Rejoice, O highly favored, for God is with
merciful God, source and ground of all goodness and life, give to your people the peace that passes all understanding, and the will to live your gospel of mercy and justice. Through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Amen.
God, remember us in your love and teach us to pray.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Let us bless our God.
Praise and thanks to you.
May God the Creator bless us and keep us. May Christ be ever light for our lives. May the Spirit of love be our guide and path for all of our days.
Let us depart in peace.
Amen.